Welcome to the War Insider YouTube channel. You can support our Ukrainian team by subscribing. Over the past week, a number of explosions have been heard in temporarily occupied Mariupol at ammunition depots and in places where the Russian military gathers. At the same time, the explosions were not caused by partisans. The strikes were delivered at a distance by the military forces of Ukraine, despite the fact that Mariupol is located at least 75 km from the closest temporary border of the front. How is this possible? What kind of weapon can deal such blows? So the Ukrainian army already has long-range weapons. On the morning of February 23rd, a series of explosions were heard in the center of the temporarily occupied Ukrainian city of Mariupol. The Russian army's aviation was reportedly mobilized, and local speakers claimed that the air defense system was in operation. However, local residents and social networks confirm hits on places of deployment of occupants' manpower and equipment. According to information from the advisor to the mayor, Petro Andreychenko, internet and communication services in the city were partially disrupted. As spokesperson for the Ukrainian Operational Command South, Natalia Humenko stated, "Mariupol is no longer completely inaccessible to us. At this stage, we can only note that remoteness is a very relative concept. What is considered so distant and unattainable is not always the case." Ukrainian military forces have been targeting military targets in Mariupol for the past 3 days. The army has been conducting precise shelling of the Russian army's gathering points as well as military equipment storage facilities in the city. The Ukrainian armed forces are taking the temporarily occupied city under fire control. The chronology of the last few days is as follows. February 21st. Propagandist social media began reporting on shelling in the captured cities of Donbass, which are located deep in the rear of the occupiers. In Mariupol, there were 15 explosions. February 22nd. Enemy targets were once again under fire. Rockets landed in the center of Mariupol, targeting a concentration of equipment and personnel, while an arsenal was hit near the airport. In total, there were 12 explosions, of which only 2 were identified as the work of air defense. February 23rd. As of the morning of February 24th, 3 hits have been reported, 2 in the closed zone at the Ilyich plant and 1 in the area of the airport. As reported by the New York Times, citing military analysts, Ukraine may use long-range weapons on the battlefield before it is officially transferred to catch Russian occupation forces off guard. In turn, the Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine, Danilov, said that Ukraine can strike at a range of 100 to 150 kilometers and even a little more. According to him, such strikes against Russians will occur not only in Mariupol, but also in all cities temporarily under their control. What exactly are the armed forces of Ukraine using to strike targets at such a distance from the front line? Previously, such strikes were very rare. Of course, exact information is not disclosed at the moment, but the air trumps of the armed forces of Ukraine include: Ukrainian military can hit targets in Mariupol using high-maneuvering GLSDB cruise missiles with a range of up to 150 Kelvin. They can be launched from mlrs M270 and himars installations. It is not excluded that anti-ship missiles Harpoon, which can also work on ground targets, range up to 200 Kelvin, or Anglo-French Storm Shadow cruise missiles with a range of up to 560 Kelvin are being used in Ukraine. As a result, Mariupol could become the second Kherson, when the armed forces of Ukraine destroyed warehouses and transport logistics within a radius of up to 70 Kelvin with precise strikes, and Putin's troops had to flee. This is all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more updates and information. Thanks for watching.